So before I deluge you guys with a ton of videos about C, maybe I should tell you why you might want to code in C in the first place. So first of all, C is really fast. So say that. So what can you use this for? Say that you have like this huge project, right? And you have some speed critical sections of that project. Then maybe you won't write the entire thing in C, but you could write these like really like intensive, like maybe you're doing a ton of matrix multiplication or something that just requires like pure speed. Then you could write that in C just to like gain those speed ups. Because like I said, speed is really fast. C is really fast. It's one of the fastest languages. Kind of hand in hand with that is if you're coding systems. For example, operating systems, Unix is well known, and Linux as well, as being coded almost entirely in C. It's the same reason, right? You want your operating system to be as fast as possible. Things like drivers are also coded in C because it's just really fast. Or you can be forced to by university, but I can't imagine why that would happen. So when don't you want to code in C? Well, as most C programmers will tell you, especially new ones, when you're coding in C, it has a sort of overhead from debugging, because C is different than other languages in that it gives you less of a safety net. So if you cause an error, it's a lot harder to track down. So in general, things coded in C, until you get really proficient with C, take longer to code than in other languages. And also because it's a lower level language. So it just like takes more lines of code to get to the same place. So like for example, coding a web server in C, especially when like people do web and things like Python and Ruby now, is just like not a good idea because web servers are limited mostly by latency of the network. So even if you're getting responses back in milliseconds, it doesn't really matter. Also for things like GUI, it's probably better to do GUI with a higher level language, just because the speed up that you get from C is not really worth it to the end user. I mean, it might be a little bit faster, but like for like most programs that you use, like speed isn't that critical. And for things like shell scripts, you could also code those in C. Or rather, you might want to code those in a higher level language because it doesn't really matter. They're probably like a one-time use. So that's when you do or do not want to code in C.